Hello, and welcome to the Inspired Living with Ellen Broderick podcast. We are continuing to look this week at the Bhagavad Gita and specifically at a way in which Gandhi used the Bhagavad Gita to center his life and his work in the world. So there are a couple of things that I wanted to define. And to talk about before we get into the meditation. One of them is that Gandhi was approached one day by a reporter who said, "Can you put your like your life's message into 3 words or less?" And he said, "Renounce and enjoy." So that's going to be the focus of our meditation today, to renounce and enjoy. And renouncing, when I looked it up, says formally claim one's abandonment of, and to relinquish is to voluntarily cease, to keep, or claim. So there's an idea of uh, clinging to things in the world is what brings us sorrow. And we spoke last week about the guna sattvic in the Hindu tradition. It comes from the Sanskrit word sattva, and it's a state of purity, harmony, and balance. Um, and to pervade is to spread through and be perceived in every part of. So Gandhi, in his statement, "Renounce and Enjoy," was really talking about what the focus of his life, like the very central part of it, was. And there were two words that also um, gave Gandhi a perspective in how to live. The first one was satyagraha, which in Sanskrit means truth, and ahimsa, which talks about nonviolence, but not doing any harm is really maybe even closer to its truth. So Gandhi was devoted to this higher purpose, and really believed that that is where true happiness resides. So he talked about the soul languishing when our thoughts are given to the body. Um, and then that what you do with your life may be insignificant, but it's very important for you to do it and to do it full out. So let's get started, and I'm going to bring you into this meditation and then just share a few passages from chapter 18 in the Bhagavad Gita. And then I'll leave a little bit of silence and some time for you to contemplate how these passages land with you. Does it speak truth to you or not? And if it does, taking it in, and if it doesn't, just letting it go. So allowing yourself to come to a comfortable seated position in which your sits bones are making real contact with whatever is beneath them, be it your chair or pillow, the floor. Allow your torso to rise up from there with your heart directly over your hips, and then your head over your heart. You might think of something pulling up from the crown of your head toward the heavens. And closing your eyes or soft gaze downward, coming to your breath. And letting the breath bring in a sense of well-being, and the out breath releasing anything you no longer need. And this first quote comes from the Lord Krishna, to give up desire-bound actions is what is meant by renouncing. To give up the results of all actions is what the wise call to relinquish. But even the most praiseworthy acts should be done with complete non-attachment and with no concern for results. And then when you're ready, bringing your attention back to your breath. And noticing as the breath enters and as the breath leaves the body. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes, coming back together. To me, this gives a lot to contemplate, a lot to think about, especially in a world, in a society in which success is gauged by how much you have, by a sense of who's in power. This is a very different way of looking at what brings us a sense of happiness, what brings us a sense of um, of peace. Um, so I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll continue next week with another passage from the Bhagavad Gita. Until then, have a wonderful week for the Inspired Living with Ellen Broderick. Goodbye.